Hey friends, we are on day 7 of my 2022 Week in Life project. I'm really excited to be moving along this far. Let's dive into photos. Sorry, I've got my snacks out. I'm clean up my desk a little bit so you can see everything more easily. So I've got some 10x4 photos here of my little kitty Cypher on our bed, Jarrett working on his truck. I have a bunch of 3x4s today, like a shot looking into our bathroom, in the shower, the kitties on the stairs. It's like a story I try to tell all the time, but sometimes it's too dark in the mornings for me to get good photos. So I had a late shift today and it was like nice and bright and sunny. So you can see Tiger Lily running down the stairs, Psyche waiting at the top of the stairs for me. This week I was working on a project for the Allie Edwards Unexpected Story Kit classroom, like halfway through the story kit. Like it's not really through the month, it's always the first of the month. So I was sharing some sneak peeks on my Instagram, what I was eating for lunch with like a healthy turkey wrap, protein yogurts, a little shot of the wrap. Got my breakfast for the morning, which was a nice simple protein bar, a little treat after dinner, my Wordle. Got myself in a little shot in the bathroom at work. I have like a hair clip that I'm about to put out because it was so stinking hot. One of my favorite photos of the week of Cypher waiting while I got water. He loves to get the ice cubes. There's one on the floor there, but I love the rainbow watch band, the rainbow from the reflections in the window, getting gas. I have my 2 enlargements here. So this is my lunch bag and me getting ready to like start setting myself up for lunch at work, and Jarrett working on his truck when I came back. I just thought it was a really pretty shot of what our neighborhood looks like and out our front door. I'm also going to be doing a 6-pocket page protector of all 3x4s of all the things that I've been watching lately. So I've got that. I'm going to do currently watching vinyl cutout. I've got my lots of greens today. So I've got my 1 word for the day. My Friday I'm going to do watching because of Jarrett's photo of me watching him work on his truck. I've got my Friday card with nice stitching. I already have my journaling on vellum for the enlargements with the circle chipboards ready to go. On the back here I have my green pattern paper. This is also green, so like lots and lots of green. So it's funny because my photos don't really have that much, but this is a nice bright green. So I'm just gonna get everything cropped out, slipped into pockets, and just keep working my formula that helps me with all my decision making. This is all I pretty much have left for my chipboard. So I've got 4 outer rings that I can choose from. I need 2 of them for these. And I'm so thankful. And then just a couple little mini chipboards left, and I have killed this chipboard. I have a few more of these inside rings, but I'll just stick them in a pile somewhere. Not super worried about them. But yeah, so I'm gonna get started, and I will be really excited to see how it finishes up. And just a heads up that I will be doing a full walkthrough once everything is completed, so you can see everything all in one shot. But I'll share more details about that at the end. Okay guys, so I'm just getting organized with all of the products that I had stashed into the pockets and getting all my photos sorted by size as well. And that's kind of what I'm doing here, just seeing what I think is going to go in all these different page protectors. So I'm going to start with the first photos of the day that are from the morning in one of the 6-pocket page protectors that I made by cutting down a 9x12. Skipped ahead a little bit because these pages I always have to trim a little bit off. Even though I print my photos at 3x4, I always have to trim like a 1/8 of an inch off. So just trying to decide where I'm going to put the Friday heart and the F for Friday stories, because I don't want them facing on the same side. So I'm just trying to determine where exactly everything's gonna go. So for temporarily, I'm gonna put that F stories in front of the photo of me getting gas at the gas station, but I'm gonna end up pulling that photo out eventually. And I'm gonna keep moving on here to my 4x4 and 4x6 photos here. And I'm going to remove that plastic piece off of the word watching. And I'm just trying to decide which part of the layout it's going to go on. So I'm going to keep those same pieces together, but I'm going to end up flipping them around so they make sense with my enlargements, which I'm trying to kind of figure out now. So there I'm working with the 10x4 pockets. And then I was going to put those on the back because they were later in the day after I got home from work, but then I realized, based on the fact that one enlargement is a photo of my lunch at work, and then the next enlargement is later how I need to rearrange. And then I'm just trying to decide which of these color posters go well together. I'm going to just tweak them a little bit, grabbing one of the 4x6 cards there, or sorry, 3x4 cards there, and adding it. I'm looking to see if any of the vellum pieces would look good in my transparent space there, or would make sense, but none of them really had anything to do with like watching TV or movies. So I'm going to pull that orange card and try to put the ones that all make sense because they have a little bit of orange in the color together on the front, and move that brighter red to the back. And I've been looking for a place to use that Days of the Week card, so I'm going to put that here, and then I'm just kind of wanting to use that card as well. So you can see that I'm trying to just make some decisions on where to put things and how to use them. So I'm going to move that F Stories somewhere else. So I'm seeing how it looks on all my enlargements, and then I'm going to add it to that 10x4 photo, which I think I did for like the last couple days as well. It's a good spot to put something. So realizing kind of there that I need to rearrange. So I did some rearranging off the camera, and then I'm getting ready to start working on embellishing. So I have the last little piece of this paper from Vicky Bouton's Sweet Life. It had like 12 painted circles on it, and I used the pattern paper 2 other places in the album. So there I'm just trimming down those 4 circles into a 3x4, and I'm going to use the Wood Sunshine piece on the outside of the page protector, but for now I just tucked it on the inside. And then I've got my chipboard outline circle and my puffy sticker with the cup, so I'm just determining how I want to use them. So there I've used my vellum sticker paper to adhere down that heart onto a transparency, and I'm just getting ready to put the heart on the back like I've been doing every day. There you can see I'm putting it on that sticker paper, cutting it out, peeling the back off, and then attaching that to that transparency on the other side. I had yellow in there, but I changed it to green based on where all the products ended up. So I'm just using my tiny attacher there like I did on every other day to attach that plastic word. And I'm finally using this cat vellum piece, but what I'm doing is I'm attaching it to my 2-inch sticker paper. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to attach it to a scrap piece of white paper, and then cut it out again so that it's not see-through, because I don't want to be able to see the pattern paper behind it. And I'm going to use some foam squares from Gina K to pop it up so it has a little bit of dimension. So there you can see I'm just using my smaller scissors to trim around the edge there. But I love using that scrapbook.com sticker roll on these vellum pieces. It's been working really awesome. So just going through the embellishments there, trying to see if I was going to put like a little piece of chipboard coming off of it, but I changed my mind and decided just to leave it by itself. And then you can see I'm just peeling the release paper off, and I'm going to get that stuck down. So now I'm just putting the 2 enlargements together back to back using my Gina K Terrific tape. I use 1/8 inch on the side where the holes are going to get punched, and 1/4 all around the outside. I just have a little bit of trimming to do to get them to align up perfectly, because no matter what, they never seem to. And then I'm going to use my 6-hole punch to punch the holes. And then start thinking about some embellishing. So I'm using a fabric half circle from, I think, the whole story kit, and I apologize because that part got cut off, but I used the the pleather piece and the chipboard circle with the pink chipboard piece that said Work Life. Here I'm taking a chipboard circle that says check this out from the Watch Story Kit. I'm covering up that pink flower on the wood piece that says remember this. And I've got my chipboard circle with the vellum. I did that twice so it stood out a little bit more on the grass. And I actually off camera used my X-Acto knife to cut out part of the chipboard so they could nest together. So here I'm working on a vinyl cutout that I did with my silhouette, and it says currently watching on, I think this is Paper Studio black vinyl, so it's got a little bit of a light texture to it. And I sized it to a 3x4, and here I'm just using my paper piercer there to help me pull up all the extra pieces that I don't need. And then I'm going to use my sticker transfer paper to pick it up with my tool there. And then here I've got just a little mini mat. I wanted to magnetize the clear acetate piece so it could stay in place. And I'm just going to transfer that sticker onto the clear acetate and trim off just a little bit of the edge. And slide that into that pocket there on the left-hand side. So I have a nice see-through pocket. That's going to be one of the last pages you see in the album. And I really like how that came out. Just to give it a little bit of something, I'm going to add a couple of these little chipboard stars in the colors that are in that Monday through Friday card. Or Monday through Sunday, I should say. And now I'm just using my red line tape to help adhere down that wooden daily life piece to the outside of the page protector. And now I'm jumping to cutting some Heidi Swap pattern paper to help fill my 10x4 pocket that I don't have any more photos for. So I used another piece of it on day 2 of my album, and that had like greens and tans, and so it's the same paper but a completely different color scheme. So I'm just figuring out which part of the pattern paper I want to use, because I'm going to have to trim off a little piece of it because I just cut it down to 4x12, and then I need to just use some rolling adhesive, and I'm going to attach the photo to the back of it and slide that into the pocket. I'm going to worry about those embellishments in a little bit. Now I'm getting ready to add some of my number stickers to my Friday card. This is an older set from Allie. I think this was a set where they sold a bunch of different color numbers all in one shot. So I found these pink ones here. So I'm going to add the 1 through 5 into the different squares. They were kind of hard to remove from the backing, so it took me a little bit of a minute here to get them on, like the holes punched out of the middle, and not tear them. So that's why it's taking an extra minute there. And I'll do that journaling off camera. So here I decided I was going to not embellish the inside of my cover until I was done. 1, for photos, and 2, I just wanted to see what products I had left. So I'm taking a vellum, I think they're 2.5-inch squares. I backed it on white paper and then more sticker paper so it'll be adhesive. I have the week of stories in the calendar, a loved this week black label piece, and one of the pink vellum hearts. I opened up the book so that you could see what it would look like open, and then centered it in that space. Then here I'm just adding my sticker paper journaling to my 2 different cards for the day. I know you guys have seen me do that quite often, but just giving you a quick glance here. I did one in gray and one in black. And then just peeling off that release paper, getting it aligned and stuck down. And then in that empty space there, I'm going to add an extra little photo. It was just such a simple day at work. I really didn't have much to write about. So then I'm just going to use a light touch of adhesive to stick those 2 back to back. And then now I've selected one more photo, and I also have 2 book plates that I printed out as well, one in blue and one in yellow to help match the cover of the album. I wasn't sure which one that I wanted to go with. I ended up picking yellow because the color matched exactly, and the blue was too bright. It was more of a mintier greenish color on the album, so it didn't really coordinate. But so I just picked a graphic that was from one of Allie's social media posts last year, and I actually used the same piece for my book plate for my 2021 album as well. So I just added the dates in black and then printed it out in a 1 by 2 inch size. So I'm just finishing getting those trimmed out. I'm going to see what they look like on the album in just a moment. And there you can see I ended up going with the yellow. Really happy with how they came out. Okay guys, I'm ready to give you a live look at my final day. Sorry, I got little kitten hairs everywhere. Day 7 was my Friday. So we've got my 6 pocket page protectors. I added one of the puffy stickers here just to add a little bit more yellow to the page. So it's got the real life right now kind of tucked in there. Just trying to use up supplies basically. You saw where I added the cat on some pop-up dots just to give that some dimension. Pretty much no embellishments on here. Added the word simple for my day of the week word. And then I added my label sticker here with my heart chipboard. Added the little green bag sticker here to kind of represent my lunch bag over here and to use it up. And I'll go back to this in a minute where I added the word lunch. So I've got work life, my chipboard, my puffy sticker, and like a fabric piece here. Just creating a little circle cluster. On this other side, I've got the wood piece with the chipboard layered on top. And then I actually cut my chipboard so that these could nest together. And I didn't want layered, it was too thick with the wood piece and foam squares. I tried it and it just didn't work. Added a little chipboard heart there. That was from, I want to say, the List Story Kit. But anyway, here I've got another puffy sticker that says stories from this week. Kind of tucked it into the side there. It's a little bit hard to read with the blue on green. Added my photo on pop dots there. These 10x4 photos keep sliding around. Got my Friday stories right on top of that photo there. Added my final leather piece, a vellum heart that I accidentally put on backwards when I did sticker paper, so there's no removing it. My last circle chipboard, I actually used the entire thing except for 2 outline circles and some of the inside rings, but for the most part I used it all, so I would consider that a success. I will remove all these and just tuck them into a drawer somewhere because I keep all my chipboard in the packaging, but it's possible that I will use these for some sort of other project. I added all these little pieces of sticker to keep them all connected, but I don't need to worry about that anymore, so I would just pop them off and have them, like I said, stuck together and ready to go. And then finally here I've got my, I gotta figure out a way to keep this from sliding up. I've got my currently watching. I really love the way that that came out with the clear pocket, the wood piece, and the photos on the back with a card. So I will do a walkthrough of the entire album. What I did want to mention that I had skipped was now that I was on my last day, I started using all of these words here. So I went back through the entire album and tucked them in 2 different places. So I'll show you that when I go through the whole walkthrough. And I kind of also wanted to show you a little bit of what I had left embellishment wise. I also really like the way that this came out here. Stuck on there pretty well using that vellum tape that I've been talking about. But that's pretty much what I have left. I've got 2 of my 3x4 cards left. Just check to my right here, make sure I'm not missing anything. I've got these puffy stickers left. I intentionally didn't use these little hearts because I already had hearts with names. So I'll use those on another project somewhere else. I did not use any of the gold. Sorry, I've got my little box over here to the right. I did not use any of these gold hearts or days of the week, so I can use that in another project. These were actually not from this kit. I had just thought maybe I would use them. I'll tuck them back into where they belong. This also is not from this kit, but I thought I had potentially going to use it. So I've got 1 week challenging for my wood veneers. I have several vellum hearts here. I used at least one per day. I don't think I used them. I think I used 8 out of 2. There's still 7 left, so I could do like a whole other project with those. I have one of these left, as well as the 2 really big ones that said around the house and current routine. They were just too big for what I wanted to do in the project, but I'd like to do something with them. Not sure what yet. These were just some cards I had pulled out thinking I might use. Those are not leftovers. I've got one of the plastic words left that said solo. I have one fabric piece that says listening. I have a couple of the labels left, but like my adventures I would use for travel. Stories from this week would be good for a travel album. And I only have a handful of die cuts left too. Got this gold circle with circle with gold stripes. Got a plant, some books, a calendar, and then the story goes a little something like this left. And I have quite a few vellum pieces, but that's okay. I'll use these on other projects. I was trying not to force them and use them if they just didn't feel right or were the wrong color, or if I already had products that showed the same thing. Like I have a layout about doing laundry, but just didn't have room for that piece. So hopefully I will use them somewhere else. So I'm pretty happy with how well I stash busted. And so those other products will get integrated into my stash. So thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to share the entire walkthrough video with you soon. Bye for now.